iScope Media. Today we are talking about the new conflict and going on conflict between the G23 versus the Gandhis, which is still continuing even after the meeting they had yesterday. The lull before another storm is the main question. Well, the calmness at the Congress Working Committee meeting held in New Delhi should not be misconstrued as all is well in the grand old party. The Gandhis offered to quit from all the posts, which include Sonia as the All India Congress Committee interim chief, while Priyanka Gandhi is the AICC General Secretary, may have been mocked and ridiculed by a section of media and Congress baiters. But insiders view it as a clear sign of despondency. Equally helpless appeared to be those unhappy with the Gandhi style of functioning. The group of dissenters, aka the G23, does not have the collective will to part ways with the parent organization. Well, the G23 is in fact a curious mix of former union ministers, the AICC office bearers, and other notable who want to sit on the high table in the Congress currently. Then there are those looking at the Aam Aadmi Party, the Trinamool Congress, and the BJP as the next destination also. Some G23 members have a simple ambition to get a Rajya Sabha seat or an office at 24 Akbar Road. A vertical split in the Congress appears unlikely. Thus, a war of attrition continues. The most agitated would look for a life outside the Congress, as the prospects of Rahul Gandhi opting for a long sabbatical are bleak. Also bearing a handful of disgruntled party leaders, there are few takers for Congress have been in the AAP, the BJP, and the Trinamool Congress. Well, Prashant Kishore, who has pockets of influence among many regional satraps, is reportedly cagey and rather dismissive about internal Congress dynamics. Kishore does not want to compromise his functional ties with the Congresses. Most significantly, he does not view the churning in the Congress impacting the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, enhancing the number of Lok Sabha seats in the opposition kitty. Well, in yesterday's CWC meet, out of the 56%, three known dissenters, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Anand Sharma, and Mukul Wasnik, who are the signators of the G23 missive sent in August 2022, were greatly outnumbered. Well, the dissenting trio did try to make its point without crossing an imaginary Lakshman Rekha of the party discipline. Equally notable was the measured response from the loyalists who restrained from taunting or isolating Azad, Anand, and Mukul. This seems to be a part of a design, a seasoned Sonia, who would not want to be seen as one pushing dissenters out. Well, here lies the story and possibly a way forward for the party. In just the Gandhis, particularly Sonia, have understood the key demand from dissenters that Rahul Gandhi should declare himself as the next party president or stop running the party by proxy. Secondly, the Congress intends to thrash out its ideological dilemmas at a Chintan Shivir in April and subsequently at the AICC session in Jaipur as well. Well, in the intervening period, Sonia Gandhi is expected to constitute various panels and committees where she would supposedly not distinguish between a loyalist and a dissenter. It, however, remains to be seen whether many bright spots in the Congress, namely Sachin Pilot and Shashi Tharoor, would benefit from Congress's largesse. Also in the spotlight is Priyanka Gandhi's reported desire to carry all Congress factions along. However, for the time being, all eyes are on Sonia. Having been toying with the idea of retirement since 2016 when she turned 17, Sonia is expected to either force Rahul to take a formal post as AICC president or let a non-Gandhi family member run the party. Well, more substantive areas such as forcing a change in Rahul's style of functioning or his choice of advisors, issues to flag are behind her capacity. To the dismay of descendants, Sonia seems completely switched off about the non-performance of the team Rahul Gandhi in overall political management of the party, elections, alliances, resource mobilization, media handling, or the perception management. Well, in this sense, Congress's or Sonia's remedial course appears very bit a dose of homeopathy where surgery is required. The G23 has been left with an uneasy option to either wait for Sonia's magnanimity or look for a life outside the Congress. Both options are far from attractive. Interestingly, while Rahul remains non-committable about the contesting the party's presidential polls, his supporters are confident about his candidature. Rahul, according to them, has appointed his trusted aides or favorites in the most states in AICC secretariat and all such forums. Well, a non-Gandhi would have little or no freedom to run the party unless he or she is fully backed by the Gandhis or keeps signing on the dotted lines. In the next few days, the Congress is expected to witness some letter writers and Twitter warriors attributing and articulating their views. One sore point of dissenters is the concept of digital voting in the AICC organizational polls. Apparently, there was no discussion or deliberation when the idea of digital voting was introduced. The Congress since 2014 has been critical of the Central Election Commission, but it has no mechanism to hold any air or fair internal polls. Well, dissenters fear that digital voting could play a crucial role in pushing the loyalist favorites on all key posts at all levels of party hierarchy in the cruise of inner party democracy. Well, this was all about the G23 versus the Gandhis, which is still continuing even after their meeting. Well, this new conflict between the G23 and the Gandhis, which is continuing right now, is expected to show a few more developments in the future. Now, what will happen to Rahul Gandhi? Will Rahul Gandhi stand for the presidential post? What will Sonia Gandhi's be next step? What will G23's next step be? We will come to know in the few coming days. Stay with us. We'll keep you updated with all these topics or the analysis. This is Aparna Sundar reporting for iScope Media.